You cannot cross.
Just minutes after we reach the border, the first asylum seeker arrives. 10 minutes later, another taxi, this time carrying a family. Over the next hour, 3 more taxis, a minivan, and a shuttle bus.
So you guys are under arrest for having crossed the border illegally. Do you understand?
The RCMP shout warnings, the migrants ignore them.
For those who speak English, do you understand that you've crossed the border illegally? Yes? Okay.
The whole point of this is to get arrested. To get into Canada's immigration system and out of the American one. They come from everywhere. Some of them quite young. Some of them traveling under great difficulty. But this latest surge is driven by Haitians who have been told by the U.S. government they could be deported within 6 months.
To stay here?
What was a trickle is now a torrent of asylum seekers. The police here tell us it's been like this for weeks, an endless stream of taxis, buses, and vans just dumping people at the border so they can be arrested and get into Canada. They stay here until there's enough people to fill up this bus, and then they're taken away to detention, and this starts all over again. Until a few weeks ago, this border crossing averaged just 30 people a day. The police tell us that on this day, nearly 300 people crossed, and they only expect that to grow. What was a lonely dirt road is now a 24/7 processing center, complete with crowd control barriers and portable toilets. It continues through the night. Each person is questioned, processed, and searched. Their luggage thrown into a truck. They're eventually taken away on the bus that is running on a load-and-go basis.
Why don't you just quickly take off your jacket?
An asylum assembly line. The endless cycle of arrivals, arrests, inspections, and relocations. From the border, they end up here, a makeshift RCMP detachment. Their numbers so large, many of them have to spend the night outside with only a tent canopy for shelter. Eventually, they'll be taken across the road to an immigration detention center that officials privately tell us is also bursting at the seams. Quietly, law enforcement and border officials say their facilities are being overwhelmed. Not enough space, not enough food, not enough beds. And already that shuttle bus is heading back to the border, where another round of drop-offs is happening. It's another wave, and the next one won't be far behind. David Cochran, CBC News, Saint-Bernard-de-l'École, Quebec.
This may very well be the longest mine in Nova Scotia.
This YouTube video shows the so-called Nova Scotia mine hunters in their element, making their way through another abandoned mine. Par for the course for a group of men who seek adventure by exploring Nova Scotia's discarded mines. They've hit about 20 so far, even though it often means trespassing on private property. The mine hunters keep their identities secret, digitally blurring their faces and altering their voices on the videos they share. Bob Burchell is one of thousands who have viewed them, and what he sees disturbs him.
It's not thrill-seeking because this is something that will kill you.
He says there are hundreds of ways an old mine could turn deadly. Cave-ins, falls, contaminated mine water, and poisonous gas are just a few.
There's countless dangers working in an operating mine, let alone going in one that's been abandoned for years and not having